What's up, guys? Welcome back to Combustion RC. Today we got something special for you. My dad ordered a truck, and so he's like, hey, why don't you go ahead and do a review video for it? So we're going to do a quick unboxing review on the Team Associated SC10 Pro4. So this is the four-wheel drive variation of that two-wheel drive truck. Let's see what is in the box right now. All right, so I did go ahead and pull everything out of the box because of the way that those boxes are made. Unlike the SC10 Pro 2, the Pro 4 is a end open box, so you have to end up taking both ends open and pushing it through instead of just lifting the top off. Here's everything that comes in the box. Just like usual, you get your nice XP120 transmitter. Just like on most Associated ready-to-runs, these are actually a very nice transmitter. Take 4 AA batteries and also have life capabilities. If you want more of an in-depth of what this transmitter is capable of, check out my Pro 2 video in the reviews playlist. As always, you get a bind plug, get some tool sets. These are actually nice tools. These are not your typical black steel. These are the, I can't remember what that's called, side fairings for the body, as well as the number 1, because, you know, AE. We are AE number 1. Of course, your troubleshooting guide for your motor, speed controller manual, goodies manual, the manual for the transmitter, manual for the truck. Just like every Associated, it is in full detail with part numbers, tells you everything about it. There's not a ton of aftermarket hop-ups for this, so it pretty much is what it is. And then your certificate of conformity. That's everything that comes in the box, just like your normal Associated ready-to-runs. One thing with Associated is you do pretty much get the same thing in every ready-to-run, so it's kind of nice that you get to have a nice little plethora of tools going once you get a couple of cars and things. This one did come with the Reedy battery and charger. Let me grab those real quick. This one came with the Reedy Wolfpack 3300 2-cell, which is what most of their vehicles come with. I do believe you can get this with the 3-cell. It is 3-cell capable. From what I have read, it's crazy on 3-cell and not really worth it. My dad's going to be racing this, so 2-cell is what you got anyway. And then your typical Reedy 3-amp LiPo charger that does have the banana plugs in the front, so you can plug in different things besides the Dean's banana plug if you want to use this for multiple vehicles. Now we'll come down to the truck itself. As you can see, it's actually pretty solid. It's actually a little bit bigger than the two-wheel drive, which is kind of cool. It does have buckets there, and as you can see, the wire that does have LEDs in those lights already, and even LED tail lights, mud flaps. These are licensed Nito grabber tires. And the body is much thicker than the two-wheel drive body. It is very, very heavy. So I'm actually pretty impressed at that. It is a tub chassis, all plastic. It does have aluminum front and rear A, B, C, and D blocks. That is kind of nice to see on here since those tend to break anyway. Looks like it has 14 millimeter big bore shocks. They are plastic, but they are threaded, so you can actually adjust things a little bit there. And this is a cool little touch. Is the center shaft is actually accessible from the bottom, so you don't have to worry about taking a bunch of stuff out from the top. So I thought that was a cool little touch. Let's go ahead and take the body off and look at what's underneath. All right, so one of the very first things I noticed when I took the body off of this is a fun little thing that I did not even realize this had. It comes with a rock guard, so you don't have to worry about rocks getting down in there. Even though everything's shielded, this is nice. It just has these 4 points that it tucks over and works just like a hairnet. That's pretty cool. You can see there's under the chassis how the battery sets in there. It does have blocks. You can move the battery forward or backward, or we'll put a longer pack in there. Has the SC600 brushless speed controller in there, waterproof receiver box. Not sure if this is a waterproof servo or not, but the Reedy system is, I believe, waterproof as well. So that is a nice little touch that's in there. You can see that tub chassis. Kind of similar to like what you'd see in a Slash with that little kick up in the front, but this thing is built a lot tougher and a lot heavier, and those shocks are nice. The shock towers are pretty heavy. Everything is your nice Associated nylon composite that's very, very durable, very flexible, so it doesn't just break on you. It's got an aluminum motor mount, which is really nice to see at this price point. Not a lot of things have an aluminum motor mount in the $300 range. These are $399 with battery and charger, $339 I believe without, if you want just the truck itself. So you can see here it does have these nice big 8-scale control arms. Not the new 8-scale turnbuckles, but these are like the old ones that are kind of in between the 10-scale and the 8-scale size of current. So it does have some pretty big beef to it. It's got a little latch here with a screw for your slipper adjustment. And then it actually has a single screw, and then you can pull this out to see your gear mesh, and then that is a pressure adjusted gear mesh. So that's really nice. It is 32 pitch gears, which is wonderful to see. And again, at this price point, you don't usually see 32 pitch gears. It makes a big difference on the torque that this thing has. It is I drove it for about 2 seconds just here in the room, and it is a rocket. This thing is going to be great on the track. So looking forward to next year when we can actually race. As with the two-wheel drive, the ready-to-run tires are hard as a rock. They're a little softer since they are Nitto branded. I'm sure they're Nitto rubber instead of whatever the factory rubber is that's on the two-wheel drive. Feel a little bit more grippy, but they are still very, very hard. So those are not going to be good for racing, but great for bashing, driving around in concrete, things like that. They won't just burn down. Definitely recommend getting a set of race tires if you're going to race this truck. But the rear bumper is nice and flexible, but still very solid. It's not going to be as prone to breaking. As you can see, it flexes a lot just by the hand. So that is wonderful to see. Rear bulkhead is also your hinge pin brace, just like on the two-wheel drive, and same with the front. Servo is metal gear, not crazy fast, not crazy torquey, but it does get the job done. It is actually a very formidable truck. I'll go ahead and turn it on and plug it in here so you can see those LEDs. All right, this one also is a different ESC than what is in the ready-to-run two-wheel drive. This one does have adjustable punch control, which is wonderful to see as well. It comes as a pretty soft punch control, so it's going to be really eased into it, and then it goes. But you can set it to where it's an instant throttle snap. In the case of most vehicles that have a lot of power, if you're running on 3-cell, that's probably a good chance it's going to be not only a throttle snap, but a spur gear snap. Make sure you have extra spur gears on hand if you're going to run this on 3S. As you can see there is your headlights and tail lights, so that is a really cool feature. This would be awesome to run at dusk or at night even, as it would light up the track itself. It's a pretty torquey little monster. As you can see. It has a pretty good amount of punch to it for just being that normal 3300 kV system that you see in most of their 10-scale ready-to-runs. So definitely excited to see that. I'm going to be actually putting the same system, minus the ESC difference from that truck, into that mad van. So excited to see what that'll do to the mad van. That's probably going to make it even madder. Yeah, so excited to see what this does on the track. We got rain for like 10 out of the next 14 days, so it will be a little bit before we can get out on a track, but Dad and I already talked about taking it out to the track and the mad van out and seeing how both of them do out on the track. So that'll be exciting to do. Hopefully before snow gets here. Not really a whole lot else to say. Oh yes, the drive shafts are like a big bone spline plastic shaft, but it is metal gears inside. So that's a good thing to see. The bell crank is plastic, but it is massive. It's kind of like your 8-scale bell crank assembly. You can see there, it does have adjustable servo saver spring on it. It's a very nice truck, very formidable for $340, and look forward to seeing what it does on the track and in four-wheel drive class. All right, so that was our quick unboxing and first thoughts review of the Team Associated Pro4 SC10 Ready to Run. We'll be going over some other vehicles here soon, especially as indoor racing season gets going. We'll be into on-road cars for a little bit. So until next time, keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up, and remember to stay in the group.